I was talking to my buddy from back home, from Milford, Connecticut, and who are you waving at?
Josie,
oh, Josie. Hey, Josie.
My girlfriend. Yeah, I love her a lot. So I just waved.
This is so nice.
Yeah, we just had a moment. It's fine.
And he said to me, he was like, hey, man, he's like, long time no talk, blah, blah. He was in San Diego visiting. And he was like, you know, he's like, I made a ton of money selling masks this year during the COVID thing. A lot of people made
$3 million.
Yeah, he made like a couple $1 million off the COVID thing. And he's an upstart kid from Milford like me. And he goes, you know, I've got everything now. I got the nice place. I got the girl and all this stuff and everything I could have ever imagined to have. And I can't help but think that I've never felt as carefree and happy as those days we were both broke hanging out in your apartment in Norwalk, Connecticut, with no prospect for what we wanted to do for life and $5 left in our bank accounts to buy a junior bacon cheeseburger with after a night of going out and kicking it with a bunch of fucking dimwits. You know what I'm saying? And it just brought up this thought that I had. You spend so much time like chasing the millions, chasing that Dobrik pad, and I think a lot of people discount the carefree days of you know, that precede your success. The days you spend with your homies, you know, just kicking it, laughing about shit without all of the fucking pressures of adult life. You know what I'm saying? And this, and I'm not putting it down. I love having money in the bank. I love all this shit. But I said, dude, you're absolutely right, man. Like, I can't remember the last time I just laughed until I cried with no, you know, care, no, you know, pressure about what tomorrow's, when the next video is dropping, if this person's intentions are this, like how much of my tax is going to be this year, like all that shit that comes along with the success that we chase so much in life. And it was just interesting for me to think about that statement for a second.
It's different for every person. I totally get what he's saying. Like life, there was a time, we say this all the time, there was a time when life was a lot more simple, you know, and there was a lot less to worry about. But depending on who you are, sometimes, I mean, for me, I'll speak for myself. When I was a kid, I was so excited to be an adult. I was so excited to have that freedom and do the things that I wanted to do and not have to be bogged down by what, you know, my parents wanted me to do, if they wanted me to go to college, or what like my football coach wanted me to do. Like I didn't give a fuck about playing football in college. They would try to make me do it. And I was like, yo, I can't wait to develop as a human and do the shit that I want. And now that I'm here and I really got that freedom that I was hungry for my whole life, I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm happier now. So it's interesting that after your boy made the money, he's still reminiscing about his past. And the takeaway is this, and I always try to do this, and I like to think I'm very good at it, is mark when you're having a life moment, or like make sure to engage the present moment and say, oh, this is a very special time in my life. I'm going to cherish it. I'm going to live in the moment as best I can, so I don't 10 years later have to be like, man, those were the days. Nah, bitch, these are the days. Yeah. These are the days. So like, cherish it. Don't take it for granted. Live as viscerally as you can in your own body and take in everything that you possibly can and be happy with the moment. Gary Vee said this on his Instagram the other day, and I fucking love this clip. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I'm going to play here for a sec. Progress doesn't happen without this. Check this out.
One big question.
Yeah.
So I know you're a big advocate for eating shit for a couple of years so you can have caviar for the rest of your life.
Yes.
But you're also a huge advocate for happiness over money.
Huge.
Would you recommend picking progression or happiness?
Happiness. Happiness is progression. That's the confusion, brother. The question was confused. Happiness is the fucking progression. What progression? Title? An extra zero in your bank account? Buying dumb shit? Happiness is the fucking progression.
Y'all hear that? Is that not facts?
It is. Gary always makes me laugh. Just the way that he's so passionate about like the littlest shit. You have to kind of laugh. But no, 100% it is. And
well,
like,
because a lot of people confuse the two. Like, oh man, I'm not happy, but I'm grinding and I'm making a lot of money. There's got to be a connection. There's got to be a balance and a point of intersection with those two.
Yeah. And your message is exactly right. I mean, I guess that's what I was trying to get at, was just to clock those days, like you said. And you know, when I think back to the days with him, just kicking it and laughing in the apartment, those were great days. And there are great days now, but it also just depends on what you want.
What do you think?
What do I think?
You haven't had a big break yet.
Very true.
As an artist, but I was with you in high school. We did the Kick It days.
Yep.
And you're still out here on your grind.
Absolutely.
Trying to stay happy and also trying to make progression.
Yeah, I would say this. I've gone like some serious ups and downs, had basically $0 in my bank account, living at home, trying to make things happen. And at that time was certainly choosing happiness as my form of progression. Because to have no money, I mean, like you said, the pressure of success, you're not thinking about the next thing or loading up your plate. You're for me, I was focused on the things I loved, which then took me to kind of the money that I was looking for, I guess. Am I completely secure and set up for the rest of my life? Absolutely not. I like being hungry, but I'll always be hungry. I'll always want something more. So maybe your friend just doesn't know what he's looking for, Mike. The next thing. Because I remember you telling me this was kind of a bigger deal, like one big thing that took a lot of time to kind of come together. So maybe he just doesn't know what he wants next. You, for example, Mike, yes, you have money now and you're happy and excited about this moment, but you have the next couple steps ahead planned, right? And same with you, Logan. You have the money, but you kind of have the next few steps in mind of what you're trying to do, which are focused on happiness. However, you've been set up for quite some time now. You kind of went from college kick it days to all of a sudden earning more money than so many people you know and love right around you, and very quickly, and only have been up from there for the most part, right? Which is interesting to say the least. So I would have to say,
I just think
go ahead.
I just think people are, I mean, humans in general are simple. So it's so easy to look back and say, man, those are the days, but you don't remember that back then, and a decade ago for all of us, we still had to make money somehow. Like as much as carefree as it was, not fucking really, bro. I had to study for tests. I had to do well in school. I had to work out. Like we forget, and rightfully so, because how can we remember every intricate detail of the events that happened in our life 10 years ago? But we forget how much we were struggling. I'm sure if you put us in any of our shoes from the version of ourselves 10 years ago, we could come up with some problems. I remember I got in massive falling outs with my parents every other weekend because we're on some dumb shit. So it's so easy to look back and say, oh, those were the days, because you forget about what those days really were like. And that's why I'm telling you, like, gauge your life, like really pay attention to how you feel and the things that are going on around you, so you don't have to have those, well, I woulda, shoulda, coulda moments.
We've talked about this on the show before, and I think I struggled to find the article last time, but there's actually some metrics and studies around the amount of money that the happiest people in the world make, and it I guess it was done again recently in 2018, and they said that people making $95,000 a year was the kind of the
range for happiness.
Yeah, like the sticking point for the happiest people.
You
and
can be hungry. You just gotta pay
because
$100,000 a year.
Basically, what they say in the study is that people with a little bit less money but more time are the happiest people. Because listen, no matter what you believe as you watch me or you watch Logan or you watch the other creators that are buying those houses and doing all this stuff, time is not something we have a lot of. It's just not. We generally do grind from the moment we fucking wake up until, like, there are days that we wake up at 8 in the morning, we're editing at 11:30 or giving notes to the editor at 11:30 as we go to sleep at night. And so no matter how you look at it, dedicating an unhealthy amount of time to anything in life, whether it's drugs, gambling, sex, or work, is something that can drain happiness from you. This kid is as mentally tough as they come, and I've seen him even buckle a number of times under the pressures of the fucking job.
They're witnessing it right now.
Yeah.
Like in the mob, you guys have seen me run around the house. Like, here's how I know I'm fucked up. I don't shower for a couple of days straight. I start smoking weed.
Right.
I start sleeping more, and I had some things go down in my life. Again, if you're in the Maverick Club, that have kind of pulled me off of the content wave recently. If you follow my vlog channel on YouTube, I haven't been posting as often. Like, I went from 3 times a week to 1 time a week, like that. And it's because, like, I'm just not in a place anymore where I will be a slave to my audience. Like, I fucking love you guys, but also if this isn't right, my content's not going to be right, and then I'm not going to be happy. And now you have a slippery slope that leads to only negative shit in my personal life, especially. Like, once once the actions and the things that you're doing publicly start to affect you and the people around you, that's when you know you got to pull back.
This is interesting though, because you're in a position where you are kind of in a comfortable spot and you can take a day off. Now imagine you're still on the grind coming up and you can't take a day off.
What if I told you I was there, dude? Like, yo, hey, make no mistake. You got to put in fucking work.
Yeah.
I'm saying once you get to a spot where you can kind of look around and say, all right, I'm semi-complacent with what's going on in my life and I deserve this. I owe it for me. This is not, make no mistake, this conversation is not telling you to take a pass and take a break whenever you want. No, fuck that. You're going to need to go through like a grind stage. You're going to have to work to get your shit.
Yeah.
But once you got your shit and you're pretty locked and loaded,
that's the biggest thing.
Don't feel free like you owe anyone. Don't feel like you owe anyone anything,
or that you need to grind for every single dollar that comes your way for the rest of your life. And that's been one of the biggest learnings for me. Like I tell you this all the time. I don't leave a single dollar on the table. If a brand hits me up and I don't have an ad for that week and they undershoot me and they offer me a bag that's not large enough, I'm just out there every dollar. If I have to fly to Indianapolis for 10K, I'm gonna fucking fly. Like I grind, and I don't think I need to. That's the thing, and that's what the biggest study on this was done in 2010, a Princeton study. Found that emotional well-being rises with increases in income, but the biggest gains come in earning up to $75,000 a year. Beyond that, the increases were marginal. And so this was in 2010, and so obviously it's up near 100K now, but basically it says like, yo, once you start hitting that six-figure range, if you're one of those people that continues to just go after money at all costs so that you can buy fucking designers, so that you can fly privates, you can do all those things, chances are the time you're losing in doing that and the neglect you're giving to your family, to your loved ones, to all the other aspects of your life drain more happiness than the extra dollars provide. Yeah. And so it's just something to think about. I mean, we've definitely talked about this before, but it was just, something my homie said. Shout out Patsy. I hope you stop making so much money. I don't know. Or just, I don't know, keep laughing, bro.